Okay, everybody, we are trying to finish chapter 1 of Sec 3 with this video, okay? Now, this video, I'm going to go through how to solve this kind of algebraic fractions, okay? How to solve equations involving algebraic fractions, alright? Now, the whole idea is to manipulate this whole thing, right? Until it becomes ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, okay? Then you can use your quadratic formula or whatever to solve this, alright? Now, how do we, from here, change it to this? Very simple, First of all, you have to combine these two fractions, okay? They are like partial fractions, right? Into a single fraction. Why single fraction? So that it can cross multiply. Why cross multiply? So that there's no more fractions. Then you expand, right? Then throw everything to the left. Then the other side is 0. Then you can solve the whole equation. Alright? Now, before you can combine these two into a single fraction, you must factorize this. Why? Because you need to know this is what times what. Then you can make these two denominators the same, you see. So first thing you do is to factorize like that. Alright? And in class, I've shown you that you can actually use your calculator, your best friend, and your calculator will tell you that when you press 1 minus 5, 6, right? Your calculator will tell you that there are two values, this and this. And in order to get the two factors, you set the right hand side to 0. You get x minus 3, x minus 2, and this is what you get. Now, when you use this particular method, you must be very careful. Why? Because sometimes the original equation, let's say, is not this, let's say it's this, right? You times 2 times 2 times 2, you times 2 times 2 times 2, you will get this. Do you know that when you press 2 minus 10, 12 into your calculator, the calculator very blur, it's very blur one. The calculator will give you the same answer. Why like that? Because this is simply taking out 2 and putting a bracket here, right? So what you need to do, if you're given this particular fraction, you must put a 2 here, and that will solve the whole problem. Okay? Meaning, you can use the calculator to help you get the answer, these two factors, but you must check. This time this, is it this? Oh, it is, but there's a 2 here, so you must put a 2 here. And that will settle everything. You see, minus 6 times this, minus 3 times minus 2 is 6, right? 6 times 2 is 12. There, 12. So you must check. You know what I mean? Okay, but in this case, of course, there isn't this 2 here, so there's no such problem. I'm just telling you to tell you that there might be such problem when you use this method. So please remember, okay, you must work smart. Okay, now what do you do after this? I have x minus 3, you have x minus 3, I need a x minus 2, you need a x minus 2. Now our denominators are the same. We can combine together and get this 3x minus 6. Okay, and you combine these two together, you get 4x minus 6. And then you cross multiply. This time this is actually from here, right? You can just simply use this, save time, and make one of the side 0. In this case, because this is positive, I choose to so-called minus 4x both sides, plus 6 both sides to get this. Must remember, you do it this way, you will not make mistake. Plus 4x both sides. Minus 4x both sides. That's why you get this. Plus 6 both sides. That's why you get 12. Okay? Don't think of bring over. Some of you may just minus 6 here, then you get 0. Okay? You use my method. Sure, correct. Okay, then now you use the quadratic formula, or because most of the time you cannot factorize. Okay? So quadratic formula is x equal minus b. Minus b is 9. Plus minus square root, right? Then b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Like that. Okay? Cannot get this wrong, and you must put brackets. You don't put brackets, they minus your marks. Okay? After that, are you going to press all this? No, press the calculator, that's all. Okay, and round off to 3SF unless they say 2DP. You read the question carefully, okay? So this is one type of question they can give you. Alright. Now let's say down here they didn't give you x minus 3, they give you 3 minus x. Oh, then you have a problem already, because later when you factorize, this is 3 minus x, right? Later when you factorize, ayo, this is 3 minus x, but this is x minus 3. This sign different from this sign different from this. In such a case, right, very simple. Change this sign and this will change already. Or you can change this sign and then this will change. But if you change this sign, you must remember to minus 3 to this, minus 3 to this. Okay? So let me give you an example. I need 3 minus x, right? So I need you to change to 3 minus x. What I do is I change this plus to minus. If this is minus, I'll change to plus. Just switch the sign. Okay? Yeah, I hope this is clear. Now, we have finished this type of question. Now, I'm going to this other type of question which you have done a lot when you were in Sec 2. So I'm just going to quickly run through it, just in case you forgot how to do this kind of questions. You read the question first. Okay, you can try doing it first. Then later you check your answer with me. Alan drove a distance of X kilometers and his car used 7.5 liters of fuel. Write down an expression in terms of X for the rate of fuel used by his car in liters per 100 kilometers. So that is the question. Like that, very simple, right? What are we using? X kilometers, right? Then he uses 7.5 liters of fuel. Write down an expression like that for the rate of fuel used by his car in liters, right? Per means divide, every 100 kilometer, right? So every 100 kilometer, don't know whether you know what to do now. Take 7.5, okay? Then you try to get paper. Okay, because the question here, okay, never mind. I think you understand, right? 750 over x. If you can't understand, you let me know, okay? Okay, so now we go to the next part here. Then Ben, another person, drove a distance. So you see this distance and this distance different, right? And this is a different guy. And this fella used 8 liters of fuel. So write down an expression for the rate of fuel used by his car per 100 kilometers. So how? Per 100 kilometers, then you 800 over x plus 30. Okay? Now, after that, they will tell you something else for you to manipulate. The rate of fuel used by Alan's car, that's the first guy, per 100 kilometer, is 1.5 liters per 100 kilometer more than the rate of fuel used by this fella. So form an equation and show that, to represent this information and show that it's simplified to this. Okay, so because one of them is 1.5 liters per kilometer more than the other one, right? So you must minus Alan's car more, right? More by this fella, the rate by how many? By 1.5. So that's how you do it. And after this, what do? You make the denominator the same, times x plus 30 to this, x plus 30, x plus 30. This one you put bracket times x, okay? Then that's what you have here. Then you cross multiply. Then you slowly do, you should get this answer. Okay, you don't have to combine the steps like that. You can do it step by step in a way that you are used to. Alright? Okay, after this, confirm, if you don't know how to do this part, right? Never mind. If you don't know how to do this part, right? Never mind, you can still use this to solve the next part. The next part, surely they will ask you to solve. Then you just use the quadratic formula. Make sure you put brackets. All these must put brackets, okay? You put all brackets for all this, then press calculator, you'll get this. And you see, always you read the question, It's not always 3 SF one, okay? You read, they sometimes will ask you 2 SF, sometimes 3, sometimes 2 decimal place, sometimes 3 decimal place. You read the question. Now, after you have done that, right, what does this represent on X? Then you go back to the question. X is kilometers, okay? So now they ask you, each liter of fuel costs this one. Calculate the amount Alan paid if he drove 120. So you take this 7.5, just now was 7.5 over X, right? So it sub the X inside here. Remember, must be 5SF. Down here 6 is okay. As long as it is 5 or more is okay, okay? Then you times 120 because he drove 120 kilometers, then you times the amount of money. Okay, so that's the answer. I think that's all. Alright, so that's for this kind of question. Now, this kind of question can come in many forms. It can come in this kind, it can come in the DST kind, it can come in Pythagoras theorem, it can come in geometry like area of triangle or whatever, okay? So you just read the question carefully. If cannot do, don't leave blanks. At least you do from here the next part, and then you can get at least 3, 4, 5. You see, don't get 0. Alright, thank you very much. I'll continue with chapter 2 the next video.